It's been about a week since Grambling State fired Hue Jackson after 2 seasons, after two Bayou Classic losses, after 2 seasons where Grambling did not win the SWAC West. But yet, some would say he needed just one more year to get it right. That Grambling was on the right path if only they let Hue Jackson just stay one more year to see it through. After all, they had won 5 games. The first year they won 3. But let's take a look at those 5 wins. 4 of them were against teams at the bottom of the SWAC. That included Texas Southern, which fired Clarence McKinney, Arkansas Pine Bluff, first year head coach, Bethune Cookman, first year head coach, and then Division II Flow Memorial. Not exactly murderer's row in that regard. Grambling State did, for a brief period, lead the SWAC West in early October before going 2-4 down the stretch. And that down the stretch included an embarrassing loss in the Bayou Classic to Southern, a school that fired head coach Eric Dooley the week before and had an interim coach, Terrence Graves, leading the way. That loss was devastating to Hue Jackson's chances, at least in my mind, to stay Grambling coach. The school invested a lot of money in him, and not only did he lose the Bayou Classic 2 years in a row, he lost the second year to an interim head coach. Does that project upward trajectory for a program? Doesn't sound like it. It appears to be some stagnation there. And despite the fact that Grambling offense did improve under Hue Jackson, for what it's worth, it was the other things. It was leading the FCS in penalties. It was failing to produce when it mattered most in November. And again, it was losing in the Bayou Classic. Things that can happen when you invest what Grambling invested in Hue Jackson. Now, I might be saying, Kendrick, well, a third year probably would have gotten Grambling over the hump. But looking at Grambling's own history, coaches haven't needed 3 years to get it right. In fact, after Eddie Robertson retired, Doug Williams took a 3-win team to 7 wins by year 2. So did Melvin Spears. He won a Black National Championship. So did Rod Broadway. He won a Black National Championship too. And even Broderick Fobbs, who walked in scenario at the lowest point in the modern day history of Grambling State football, back-to-back 1-win seasons, a boycott of the football program by the players themselves, nearly won the SWAC West. The second year, they won the SWAC West. By the third year, they too were Black national champions. And take a look at the coaches in this year's Celebration Bowl. Florida A&M coach Willie Simmons, Howard coach Larry Scott. It took them 2 full seasons to turn their programs around. But yet, Hue Jackson, with his pedigree and his background, could not do the same thing for Grambling. And some may say, well, Kendrick, they fired him so quickly because of the standard set by Jackson State and Deion Sanders. No, the standard is another school. The standard's always been Grambling. Grambling is the New York Yankees of Black college football. The standards are high, and Hue Jackson did not meet them. It's sad to see a good man lose his job, but college sports is a bottom line business, and you're expected to produce quickly. Sometimes it's fair, sometimes it isn't. But Grambling hired Hue Jackson to win right away, and he just didn't do that.